Hello, welcome to Bliss Frequency. This isn't just a channel, it's an energy transmission. This space is a sanctuary for soul remembrance, energetic decoding, and sovereign reclamation. My name is Trixie. We will be exploring how to decode the matrix, to expose the illusion of progress, and reveal the ritual of control hiding behind it. Together, we will work through distortions surfacing in the collective field. Today, I was thinking how much the PCR tests mimic ancient rites of mummification. A protocol of zombification is unfolding. This process, reinforced by threats of exclusion, job loss, and isolation, seeks to replace independent thought with compliance. Electromagnetic fields, EMF, and radiation further exacerbate dehydration, undermining cellular coherence and memory, resulting in a type of brain fog. Everything that makes us original and authentic human beings is being flattened or stripped away entirely. So I'm going to pull a card from the Rider-Waite deck. Where has your signal been dulled? The Magician. The Magician is dulling our signal. It's kind of true. Everything, if you're like me, I just decided everything that I've ever been taught in my life is a lie. And I knew that some of the things were lies when I was in school. And I would challenge the teachers, and I was just labeled a problem child. And I was told to be quiet, and it was not a good time, but I did not believe a lot of the things that they were trying to sell. So yeah, we've all been kind of fooled by the Wizard of Oz. In this case, the Magician is the Wizard of Oz, and he's the all-knowing, all-seeing eye. And they just, they lied about everything. Like, the first lie that we were ever taught was about Santa Claus. And I remember finding that out. I went in the house and I yelled at my mother. It was like the same thing. I kept seeing this round thing on the TV, and I'm like, what is that? And my brother and sister were like, that's the globe. And I'm like, well, what's a globe? I'm like, that's the earth. And I'm like, they're trying to tell us that that is what earth looks like? Like, no. No. So our signal has been dulled because the Wizard of Oz and society as a whole is trying to convince us that we don't have all of this wonderful God-given DNA that is recorded in our bodies and our minds, and it's waiting to be released. And it's such a hard thing to break through that dogma and be able to say, no, I disagree with all of these teachings. Like, if you look at Galileo, he was put in jail for telling everybody that the world was round because they thought it was flat, and they thought he was a madman and dangerous, so he put him in jail. But what if he was the madman and he was dangerous, because the earth is not, it's more flat than round, or it's kind of a pear shape. Like, it's not just some round spinning ball. I don't think it's exactly flat either. I think it's more like a pear-shaped snow globe kind of thing. But what if they put him in jail because he was trying to convince the masses of a lie, and then they made him into the hero, and he wasn't the hero at all, he was a shyster. So you have to kind of go back in history and look at some of these things and say, who writes history? Whoever controls the auto pen. So I'm sure we'll be hearing more on that subject. That should be exciting. Meanwhile, the old guard is collapsing. Silver is decoupling from its paper tether. And the banks are freaking out. The globalists are scrambling to anchor precious metals to digital IDs and CBDCs because we've all discovered that fiat dollars and cryptocurrency are essentially that they can just be printed by the elites whenever they want. Whenever they need them, they're printed. And they just keep taxing us to no end. We're overtaxed and underrepresented. Sound familiar? But the mainstream media is continuing its spectacle with their hostage releases, their identity politics, and all the emotional bait. But it's all a distraction from the collapse of the petrodollar and the globalist attempts to retain power structure over humanity. But beneath it, a deeper shift is underway. And that is where you come in. So, where have you outsourced your energy in ways that did not serve you? Nine of Swords. Oh, you stay awake at night and you worry about the world and the children and the elderly and what is going to happen. And things have been keeping you awake at night and disturbing you on a very deep level. And for many of us, especially after the pandemic, it has been such a struggle. There's so many of us ran around, and I'm sure, I know I did. I looked and felt like Chicken Little. And the sky was falling. I didn't think the sky was falling, but I thought that the government was up to some hinky stuff and lying to us, because why would you quarantine healthy people? And even just asking about it seemed to trigger people in my family. I'm like, why am I not allowed to ask these questions? Usually these are very intelligent people. They have, if not 1 degree, 2 degrees. And all of a sudden I'm not allowed to ask questions. But it turns out a lot of the people that I knew actually were the ones who were creating the mRNA technology and the vaccinations and the ability to tether humans to the cloud. Because that is what it's all about. And that's why there's this big grab for minerals and precious metals. It's all about AI because the petrodollar is dying. We all know that it's fractional lending. It's not to our benefit. It always benefits the Fed, and the Fed isn't even an American institution. They're just a bunch of elites who boss the world around. That's not really a good time. So what are you ready to release? We have the 5 of Wands. You're ready to release conflict. You are saying, you know what? I tried my best to get through to you with love and compassion. If that failed, you might want to go into full-on fight mode. But you are now ready to let that go too. It's not worth fighting over. It's not worth being kept up at night. If people really want to tear you down because you were fighting for things that you believed in, because you were worried about humanity and where the 1% is going to try to lead us, good for you. Like, stand your ground, choose your battles, and if you can't make headway with people because they refuse to hear you, there's a reason for that, and it's just time to cut them loose and let them go. because it's not worth your energy. It's not worth your stress. It's definitely not worth losing sleep over if people are going to treat you so horribly because you cared so deeply. So the overarching goal of the deep state is to sever our connection to source, calcify the pineal gland, and disturb the natural responsiveness of our subtle body energy. Your memory isn't gone. It's dormant, waiting for practical and spiritual rehydration. A lot of the time we get super stressed out and anxious, and it has an effect on our memory, and it's hard to recall things clearly. So the more that you are in a calm, balanced, grounded state, the easier it's going to be for your soul memory to come forward and make the necessary repairs and get downloads that you need so that you can continue unlocking doors to freedom. So what soul memory is asking to be remembered through your body? The Queen of Cups. There is something about love. We have something about love, emotions, creativity. There may be something that you used to dream of doing and you're thinking of getting back into it. I don't think you've thought about this for a long time, but it's something very close to your heart, and that's where the nostalgia part is coming from. There also may be a female figure, maybe your mother, maybe your grandmother, who also shared a creative pursuit that you're thinking about getting back into. But the more you tap into your intuition and go to source, the more what you want to bring to the surface will come through. I think you're going to be hitting a very big creative spurt, and instead of conflict, I feel it's going to call in a support system that you maybe have not felt for quite some time. But the more that you can work on bringing your intuition and your clairvoyant or claircognizant skills, all your clairs, the more you can work on bringing your clairs online, the easier it's going to be to revive this passion project of yours that I feel coming in. Some roles that you played in this lifetime were born out of the need for survival. Some contracts were energetic debts. Are there relationships that you're holding on to as part of your identity that are poised for collapse? Is there a relationship, role, or contract that you need to release? The Moon. This says that yes, there's definitely a contract that needs releasing, but I think it's going to be confusing to you, and you're quite unaware of it on a surface level. I think subconsciously you're well aware of it, but you want to keep the peace and you want to appear like you are compromising. I think if you are honest with yourself, you'll find that you do a lot more than just compromise. You often, it's not the easier path, it's just the path that has the least conflict. So to some people that is easier, but it's overall, it's a hard path to always put yourself and your needs last and watch others put their needs first. It's time for you to put your needs first. And the more that you do that and tap into your intuition in your creative project or your financial endeavor you're about to embark on and you're preparing for, that is when you're going to find out the relationship that no longer serves. You're going to get so much opposition. It's going to be shocking, like talking to people about how, you shouldn't quarantine healthy people was shocking. It's going to be like that. So consider what truths you're prepared to voice, even if they carry the sting of discomfort, as an act of liberation in this transformative era. So what truth are you ready to voice? Now I'm intrigued. Oh, here's the 9 of Cups. Well, you are, whether people know it or not, you are confident in who you are as a person. It may not come across because you're such a people pleaser, because you love keeping the peace. You like to be in calm and tranquil waters. And it seems like, doesn't everybody like that? But no, they don't. Some people love drama and they thrive on drama. And they will constantly complain or pick fights or, do something so they feel more comfortable in the conflict. So you have a great deal of satisfaction and abundance in terms of your gifts, and you would like to apply them to a career project or starting a new business or maybe going for a raise or a change of position. It's tied into some project, and it's not just a passion project. You want to do what you love and love what you do. So I think you are planning a big change, and you're trying to work out all the details before you bring it up to the significant people in your life, just because you don't want conflict, you don't want pushback. This is something near and dear to you. So I think you should keep it to yourself as much as possible. Don't share a lot of details, but dip your toe in and see what's the temperature. And then we can go back to that relationship that needs clearing. But I think it's going to be difficult, but in the end, you're going to be so much happier. What else can I bring in with this card? Yeah, going through with this plan, you're going to attract true love. I think you will have a lot more love and happiness overall. What clarity will it unlock? Let's pull another card and we can get clarity on that. The Chariot. Yeah, you need to be the driver. You need to be in control. Normally you aren't that determined to be the ultimate authority in your life, but now you actually need to be the one who dictates, this is what I'm going to do, this is where I'm going to spend my time and my energy and my resources. It seems like